Good morning. Welcome to Vlogmas day 8, and it's December 6th. And I'm exhausted, so if you guys watched yesterday's vlog, we had the event. So I hosted my second event last night, and it was a really good time. It was at the KW sauna. I think I shared about it last night, but it was such a good experience. Like, everyone had such a good time. It was like a night of relaxation, self-care, like pushing ourselves in the sauna. So yeah, it was a really good time. But going to the sauna, I feel like always makes me so tired. Like, it just, I feel like it puts you in like a really deep sleep. So it's tiring the next day. So I woke up late. I was gonna go to the gym, and it's not happening, so I would literally have to leave right now to go to the gym. But I thought I would kick off this vlog with a American Eagle haul. So I ended up getting some of their Black Friday deals. So part of it was their underwear. So I got a bunch of new underwear, which I always get it's the Cheeky brand, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's like the Cheeky style, so these to me are just like the comfiest, but they definitely have like the cheeky back. And I got 10, but I don't know, they sent like half of it in a different package. So I got like black, some blues, greens, like a bunch of colors. And then I ended up getting, oh, there's another color here. I ended up getting the flare leggings, which, like, bringing back my old, I don't know, 90s self. I feel like we all, oh no, okay, so these are leggings. I just got like another pair because I feel like, oh wait, no, these are the flares. Okay, so I got the Chris, what did I get? Offline Real Me Flare high rise. So, oh my gosh, they look so small. I don't even know. Okay, so in the front they have, it's hard to see because it's like black, but it's like the crisscross front, and it's kind of like a, not like a spandexy material, but like a thicker material. And then it's got the flare, so I'll have to try those on. I'm like the same size in all of my aerie stuff, so I think that they'll be okay. And then I also got the same version, but in leggings. I have a couple pairs of these, and they're really good for the gym, like they stay up, but this is also like a crisscross again. Like, I don't know, you can kind of see it, but yeah. So it's the high rise 7/8 legging, so a bit longer because I think I'm tallish, but yeah. So this is the legging that I got, and underwear, but that is the little whatever day, Tuesday haul. Okay, so I thought I would do a little like Oura Ring, like showing you guys the app. So yeah, it comes with its own app, and it is Bluetooth. So every morning when you wake up, it takes a second to kind of update, but it'll give you your readiness score, which basically is like your readiness for the day, like what kind of like percentage you're at to kind of take on certain activities during the day. And it'll also give you a sleep score, which I'll get into in a second. And then down below there's like some other scores based off your sleep, like your activity, your goal for the day, your heart rate, period prediction, bedtime, like it'll suggest a bedtime. So for example, like your ideal bedtime is between 9:30 and 10:15 tonight, and last night I went to bed after 11, so it's like trying to get you to catch up on sleep. But basically what you'll do is you'll click on the readiness. So this is a score for today. So me, it says like my resting heart rate indicates that your body isn't fully recovered, which often happens after the sauna. And then it will give you like some other stats for the day. So like overall it was 76. You want to get to 85. That's like the optimal. it'll give you like your resting heart rate, and these are like the levels. So when it's in the blue, you've done really well, and then when it's in the red, there's like something to work on. So my resting heart rate was a bit low, and then my heart rate variability is something that I always have to pay attention to. For some reason, for me, it always like fluctuates. But yeah, so that's the readiness score. And then if you go back to the beginning, if you go to sleep, I had a really good sleep, because again, like the optimal is like 85. So it says like you got a nice amount of restorative deep sleep last night. During deep sleep, your muscles repair and grow, and your brain flushes out toxins. So I find that always happens after I go to the sauna. Like I have a super deep sleep, and it'll tell you here like how long you're awake throughout the night, what your REM is, what your light, and what your deep. And then this is kind of the graph of like when you're in those stages. And then if you scroll down a little bit, it will kind of go into those like same levels. And then latency, the reason this is in the red is because it wants you to take like 5 to 15 minutes to fall asleep. So because my, wait, is it latency or latency? Latency, I always say that. Mine was 3 minutes. So to them, that's too short, which often could mean like, you know, you're like, yeah, you fall asleep within 15 to 20 minutes. So yeah, falling asleep in less than 5 minutes can be a sign of overtiredness. I was like exhausted last night. So that's in the red, but it'll tell you how many hours of sleep I got last night. And then this is like your movement. So you can tell like I clearly had a really good sleep because I barely had any movement throughout the night. And this will give you like the times that you moved. So it's super specific. And then throughout the day, you can track like a workout. So for me today, they want me to burn like 300 active calories. That's like when you're doing some sort of activity. So you can, you can record like a workout, like a walk, and it'll do it while you're doing it, or you can record a workout after the fact, like a HIIT workout or something. You can add a tag, so if you did something different that day, like sauna, or if you drank alcohol or like something different, you can add a little tag so that when you get your stats for the week and the month, it'll have those in there, so you can kind of see like when you had good sleeps or when you had good readiness. They have a unguided session, so they have like breath work within the app, and then logging your period start is good for them to kind of like predict when it's coming, to give you a heads up that things will probably change. So anyways, yeah, I wanted to give you a little update on the Oura Ring. So I wear it on my index finger, but you can also wear it on your middle finger. And yeah, it's, I don't know, it's pretty cool. I like it so far. I wear it all the time. They have like these little, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you this. Okay, well they have like these little like sensors in here. And so these sensors go at the bottom of your finger. And then there's a flat part, just to know this is at the top. So they say the index finger is the best, but the second best is your middle finger if you want to wear it. And they send you like a full sizing chart. So you can like test out the ring for like a few days before actually committing to a different size. So that's my little morning Oura Ring update. If you guys are interested in checking out, it tracks like sleep, all that stuff, and just gets you like in a really good like health regime for taking care of your body. Okay, it's hard to see because they're black, but I just tried on the high rise, just like a tag here, so it's kind of weird. There we go. Yeah, the cross flare leggings, I think they're like a perfect flare, like they're not like too big, and they're a really good length. I didn't have to get like the long version, I just got the regular. And yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but they're kind of this like soft, not spandexy, but kind of like that. And I got a size small. I'm like a small and everything at American Eagle. So yeah, I think these are a keep, and they're super comfy. Okay, hello. We are not looking cute. It is pretty late. It's like 10:20. Today's vlog ended up being a huge flop. which I expected. Like, if you're filming for 25 days in a row, not every day is going to be like fun and exciting. So as you guys know, I had the event last night. It's also a full moon in Gemini, and I don't know if you're into anything like that, but I feel like for me, when it's the full moon, I do feel like things are like very heavy for me and like emotional. I'm gonna see if I can pop you up a little more. And I'm obviously like had a big day yesterday with the event, and just like trying to catch up, because like yesterday was like a lot of like planning for the event, and yeah, I just had a lot going on. And you know, it's like I had the event yesterday and I thought, oh my gosh, like today it's gonna be amazing, like I'm gonna be on this high from like the event, and I'm gonna be like so happy and excited, etc, etc. And it ended up taking a serious turn for the worst in terms of like my emotional state. So I'm not gonna get into like the nitty-gritty of the day, because obviously you didn't come to this vlog to watch me complain, but it happens, and sometimes like you don't have days that are good, and you have like difficult conversations, or you experience something that triggers you, or you kind of go through some waves of emotions. And again, like all of this is like okay, but obviously when I'm feeling that way, I'm not like excited to necessarily like pick up the camera, because I'm just trying to like survive like in the moment, you know, not literally survive, but you know what I mean. I'm like in fight or flight mode. And so yeah, basically I don't even know what the last like clip was. I think it was like me sharing my Oura Ring review, but after that I basically got to work, and then yeah, like shit hit the fan, literally. And I ended up having like hours and hours of just like emotional like exhaustion, from like conversations to like reflection to, you know, like getting feedback, to all of the above. Again, like I don't need to go like into the nitty-gritty of like what happened during my day, but essentially I had a crappy day, and it took like a majority of my day. I feel like I got to work quite late, which just created more stress for me, because I'm like, shoot, like now I'm behind. I already had so much to catch up on from yesterday. I had to film, I have to edit, I have to upload, all that stuff. And so I'm also like exhausted, because you know, when you cry, you're also tired. And yeah, it's a crappy feeling. And so anyways, I ended up finishing all the stuff that I needed to get done for today, but it is 10:25 now, and I'm literally like just finishing everything. So I'm like totally wiped, I'm totally exhausted. After I film this, I'm going to just maybe watch like a little bit of YouTube and go to bed, because clearly that's what like my body needs. But what I wanted to do is like, I wanted to come on here because I didn't want to just like, you know, make a little note and like end the vlog with basically nothing, or like try and capture some stuff tomorrow morning to squeeze it in. And I don't want to like act like everything is perfect every single day, because I want this channel to be like very transparent. I want it to be a reflection of like my life. I want it to be like accurate of what I'm doing in my life, and it wouldn't feel authentic to just like post something and pretend like I had this really good day when I actually had a really shitty day. I cried for a lot of the day, and it sucked. And that is real life. Obviously I'm not going to show you the actual crying moment because I'm not picking up the camera, but yeah, I just had like a shitty day. And so I wanted to come on here now that I'm kind of on the other side of everything, and I've got my work done, and I'm kind of able to just like digest and like let the day go, about like some things of when you are feeling that way, some tips that kind of help me move through those things. So I feel like for me, and again, like you don't have to relate to this, but I'm like an extremely emotional, sensitive person. I feel like I am not the type of person who can like keep everything in. I'm very like expressive when something is like bothering me or upsetting me, and I am the type of person who like has to vocalize that and like communicate with the person and like essentially like get to the bottom of it and fix it, because I like literally am one of those people who like can't go to sleep upset or anything like that. So anyway, so that's like me for my personality. So if you relate to that, then maybe this will be helpful. But for me, like once I've kind of got everything out of my system, like I've said everything I wanted to say, like I feel like a conversation's got to like a good place, like I'm, you know, I've had my cry, I've like had a moment to digest. One thing that I find really helps for me is I always do like a meditation. So I use the Superhuman app. There's so many apps out there. You can even find like free ones on YouTube, but there's tons of like meditations that are essentially for shifting your state, and I love those kinds of meditations because it's not even so much about like getting to this blissful meditative state. It's really about like shifting the state that you're in. So for example, like for me in that moment, like it's like heavy, I'm feeling drained, I'm feeling exhausted, like I just had an argument, like I'm sad, like all of the above. And so I find that these types of meditations to shift your state can be really powerful to just like almost like reframe your mindset and how you're feeling and get you to really focus on moments of gratitude and things that are going well, because it can be super easy to kind of like dig yourself into a deeper hole of feeling crummy. So that's one thing I do. Then on the same app, on the Superhuman app, again, you can get this on YouTube, you can get this on anywhere. I listen to frequency music, and certain frequency musics will have like different vibrations based on like your emotional state. So one thing I listened to today was literally called like Reset Your Emotional State. I'll actually see if I can pull it up quickly. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, so like it's reset your emotional state, start embodying the feelings you want to create. So it's like an hour long, and so while I'm just like doing some stuff, I'll just have that, and I do find that like it does kind of like flip the script in my mind and it gets me to a good place. Another thing that I do when I'm feeling that way is, this is always the last thing that I want to do, but it's I go for a walk. So Daniel was going to take Abel for a walk solo because he knew I was having like a bad day, and I was like, you know what, no, like I feel like I need to go with you because it'll be good for like my mental health. So just like moving your body and getting outside, getting fresh air, like instantly is such a mood booster. So like that makes me feel good. Hydration, because like when you're crying you get so dehydrated, and so making sure that I'm like replenishing everything with a lot of water, because I just feel like I'm like the life has been sucked out of me. And then another thing I like to do when I'm like feeling this way, and it's similar kind of to the meditation, is just writing down, whether it's like via journaling practice, like just like expressing how I'm feeling, but also just like writing a list of things that I'm grateful for, because that level, like that feeling of feeling grateful and that love and that joy is like so high up on the scale that you will like vibrate higher, and you'll have those like better feelings, and you'll instantly have like a mood booster, because it is so rewarding and just like joyful to feel those things. So being specific for the things that I'm grateful for in my life can really like shift the state that I'm in. And then the last thing I would say that I did today, or that I like to do like in these moments, is just like giving myself like the time obviously to feel, but then also like telling myself like, okay, like we're done. Because what can happen is you can really get into a deep spiral of digging yourself into this like deeper hole of feeling crappy, or like justifying your feelings in your head, or like coming up with more reasons or more justifications to like feel the way that you feel, and ultimately like that just feels crappier. And when something is in the past, there's absolutely like nothing you can do about it. All you can do is like focus on the present moment, the moment that you're in. And it's really important to just like not let everything like be swept under the rug and like not feel the way you feel. Like I'm not saying that at all, because I definitely felt all the things all day, but you have to decide like when enough is enough and like it's time to move on. Like everything that you've felt, you've expressed, you've communicated how you feel, you've come up with maybe like resolutions to like move forward. At this point, like there's no sense like continuing to like harbor any like resentments or annoyance or frustration or whatever it may be that you're feeling or that's going on. So for me, like I have these moments where I decide like, okay, I've had like my pity party, like I'm done and we are like moving on from this moment forward. And that, at least for me, has always been huge because I feel like it's such a like reset moment for my mind, because I've decided that this is how I'm going to feel and this is how I'm going to like change my mindset. So for me, like this afternoon when I did everything that I wanted to accomplish, like I said, okay, enough is enough. It's happened. It's done. You felt the things that you felt. You did the things that you needed to make you feel better, and you've communicated how you feel and vice versa, and now we're moving on. And that to me is just like, yeah, it's such a shift for my mindset and how I like approach the situation. So yeah, it's just deciding that like enough is enough, and you're in control of your thoughts, you're in control of your feelings, and you can always reframe anything that's going on in your mindset. So when you kind of choose the direction of like where you want to go next, that becomes so powerful. So even though like the rest of the night was very exhausting because I had so much work to do, I completely like approached the rest of the night and the people I was around with such a, well, I personally think like a better attitude, because I've been able to like let that go. Like I'm moving on from that event of the day, and I'm like choosing to approach situations with like a different mentality of like, you know, joyfulness, happiness, like friendliness, like being approachable, versus like being this person who's like harboring this grudge and like holding resentment and like maybe walking around just like annoyed and mad or whatever. Like that doesn't serve anybody, and nobody would want to be around me. So yeah, and I think like that is how I can like end the night on a better note and feel good about like going to bed knowing that, you know, I presented myself in a better way, and like I am like letting go of what made me so emotional like in the first place. So yeah, I don't know if like this kind of like made it seem cryptic. I just like didn't want to go into like full-blown story mode. But basically I just had a shitty day, and those are some of my tips. Like when you are feeling low or like frustrated with someone, or you're angry or sad or you're mad or whatever it is, hopefully those tips like can help you, because that's something I do. And I, even though I'm like really tired and I'm ready for bed, I do feel like so much weight has been lifted off my shoulders because I was able to just like communicate and express like how I felt, but I was also able to like move through that discomfort and move through like those feelings of sadness and anger and frustration and whatever else I was feeling today. So anyways, I'm sorry that this vlog was like not more exciting, especially for Vlogmas holiday season vibes, but yeah, more good stuff to come this month, and I'm excited to share. But I didn't want to just like skip through the day and like kind of make an excuse. I wanted to like come on here and be transparent that not every day is perfect, and if you're going through something, and if you're feeling shitty, and if you're feeling sad, and if you're feeling overwhelmed, just know that you are entitled to all those feelings. It's okay to feel all those feelings. My one piece of advice would just like would be to find things that make you feel better and allow you to shift your state in those moments, because as much as the past and those moments can hurt us, we can't physically go back in time and change them. All you can do is fix the moment that you're in, and like obviously like regroup to change the future. So anything that you can do to like shift your state to get to like a more positive outlook, a more positive feeling, or just like a more grounded feeling, a more neutral feeling even, I think that's so beneficial. And then choosing to decide when like, okay, the moment is done, we're moving on, we're leaving that in the past, versus like bringing it in your future. I think that's so powerful that you are making that decision for yourself. So anyways, I'm going to bed now. Well, I'm going to watch some Vlogmas myself, and then I'm going to bed. But thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm sorry if this was kind of a lame video, but I wanted to share, and I will see you guys in my next video.